Hello, beauty therapists, and welcome to another episode of our brand new series introducing you to Australia's professional beauty industry leaders. This is episode number 5. I am your host, Kathleen Klassman, and in this ongoing interview series, I'll be uncovering what it takes to become an industry leader by asking our guests questions relating to their chosen career path and their individual success story. And in today's episode, I'm very excited to introduce you to Angela Sanchez. Now, before I give you this beautiful introduction into who she is, you might have seen her before. She's been in here once before talking about her brand new Beauty Boss planner, which I'm going to mention very soon. But you probably recognize her, and I'm really excited to have her here. So Angela Sanchez, she's a wife, mum, owner of the successful beauty salon Beautorium, beauty business mentor, and creator of Beauty Business Co. Angela is an extremely passionate and driven industry leader who inspires beauty therapists and beauty business owners every single day. I love her motto, I believe you can achieve anything if you set your mind to it, as this too has inspired me along my journey. And I promise you, she's doing this daily. The consistency is up there. From what started out as a passion project, Beauty Business Co. has now evolved into a go-to hub for beauty businesses seeking valuable information and time-saving solutions for their businesses. Through her website and the membership platform, beauty business owners have access to drag and drop social media images and endless amounts of information applicable to their beauty boss journey. So through Beauty Business Co., you can also find Angela hosting her podcast, Confessions of a #Beauty Boss, where she interviews some of Australia's most inspiring industry leaders. You've got to watch that podcast if you listen to it if you haven't already. And Angela has also been known for holding her Beauty Boss brunches, her Beauty Boss retreat, and also bringing beauty business owners together for these awesome social gatherings. So if that wasn't enough, Angela has also created the very first industry-specific Beauty Boss planner that, may I add, is just so perfect in so many ways. And I'll definitely do a full review on it very, very soon. But I have to say, anything that flaunts the color pink, rose gold, and is just so lovely and laid out like this, it will find its way happily into my life. So without further ado, let's bring Angela on and jump into this episode. So let's bring her on. Oh, and by the way, if you can hear me, please let me know. And if you want to comment throughout, you're most welcome. Angela and I would love to hear from you throughout. So thank you so much again for being here. Bring Angela on. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
So well. Thank you so much for being here again. This is great.
Yes, how beautiful is that? The second time that I'm being featured in your gorgeous community. Thank you so much for having me and seeing me a little bit later than your normal live. I appreciate that. I have, being in Brisbane, we're a little bit behind the time of Adelaide. Good to be here.
You're so welcome. And I think this is a really good time nonetheless for beauty therapists at home. I mean, we work all day, so hopefully everyone is comfy. They've got a hot drink or a cold drink wherever you are, and ready for tonight's broadcast. So thank you again, Angela. And we're just going to jump straight into the questions. And this is probably, I always say this, they're all my favorite questions, but I'd love to know, what is your number one favorite thing about the beauty industry?
Yes, when I was reading over these questions, I was like, these are really great questions, because they're all things that are relevant to when we're starting out in the industry, or whatever path you go into. And that would probably be the number one thing I love about our industry, is the opportunity and all the diverse pathways in which we can choose to go down. Like, whatever you are passionate in, you can find your niche and really, really to becoming an expert within that. And then from there, whether it's going into becoming a therapist within that niche, or going into training within that niche, going into owning a business in that niche. It's really finding what lights you up every single day. And our industry just has so many ways in which you can do that. So I really do. I don't think I will ever leave this industry, because just take you wherever your gut's leading you to go.
Yes, definitely. And I have to say, through your podcast, Confessions of a Hashtag Beauty Boss, you illustrate this so perfectly, because everyone you interview, you're really finding out what their beauty boss journey is like. And wow, some of the journeys are pretty cool.
They are. I am actually obsessed with hearing about people's journeys and what they choose, which is why that's the only thing we focus on the podcast is the sharing of everybody's beauty business journey. So I really do love that.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. I love that. And number two, I'd love to ask you to tell us about how you became who you are today, and going far back as long as you like, giving us all the little details, perhaps kind of delving into your particular journey.
Yeah, sure. Well, it's going 16 years back this year. Thank goodness in the beauty industry. We get to age later. Oh, goodness me. Yeah. So I got sent to a beauty college when I was in school for my work experience, and I was thinking I was going to become a fashion designer. So then what I put down was to go to a fashion college or something like that to be in work experience. And they sent me to a beauty college, and I'd never had my eyebrows done. I don't think even back then I'd walked into a salon at all. So for me, this was a bit out of my comfort zone, or even kind of zone of where I thought I would be spending any time. And I spent a whole week with these beautiful primmed and primed girls that had their hair up in buns and red lipstick, with beautiful uniforms, wearing stockings and, medium-sized heels. And we were sitting in a room listening and learning about the anatomy of the body, and then had our lunch break, and next minute I was on the bed receiving a skin treatment and having my nails painted. And I just fell in love with, I think, the of the girls, and how they were so into learning each and every day about something new, and I threw fashion designing out the window, and that was it. I wanted to become a beauty therapist, and actually went to that college as well. It was a beautiful, well-known private college here in Brisbane, and I never have looked back since then. It's just been an incredible journey. I had a job for about a year, which was great for my experience. And then the college actually called me back and asked me if I would like to run the beauty salon that was attached to the college. So it was a really great opportunity. I loved the principal of the school, and I thought, yeah, why not? And so I did that, and it started creating an opportunity for going into different sections of what the whole business culture was, which was a little bit of administration, a little bit of getting to know the girls and making sure that they were, taken care of. And then, I was there for 4 years. That led me into pretty much making that salon profitable, which was great. So I was managing that, and also running some short courses. I'm not a qualified beauty therapy teacher, but back then it was okay for me to, teach how to tint the brows and things like that. So that was just fun, because it brought me into this, when you have a piece of knowledge and you're able to share it with another person to empower them to become better. I don't know. I've never really thought of it until now, actually, Kathleen, but maybe that's where it began to where the journey that I've been taken on to what I'm doing today. So I was there for 4 years, and then I had the opportunity to go on the cruise ships. So I have, that's probably one of my fondest times of my life. Obviously, everyone who knows me knows I met my husband on board. He was the Latin singer, so I was working my butt off up in the spa while he was salsaing down in the bar. And it was, yeah, just so incredible because I loved the industry so much. I was so passionate in what I did that I was really good at, you know, the retailing and that side that was quite high pressure of the cruise ships. And everyone always used to ask, you know, how do you do that? Like what, you know, how did you package? And I never really knew the answer, but I think through, you know, I was just like, oh, well, I was just lucky with that one. But I think deep down it was, you know, taking them through that consultation process and being really passionate at helping them pass their 7-day cruise journey. You know, I never got to see them again. So it was just one opportunity to surprise and wow factor these guests into, you know, becoming a lot more knowledgeable within their skincare and their body care. So, yeah, so traveling the world, getting paid for it, all that stuff, that was so great. And I did that for 4 years until I was like, okay, I think it's time to stop living out of a suitcase. I had this Colombian boyfriend who I was like, what am I going to do? I'm in love. And so we decided to start the visa process for him and get him out to Australia to see if he liked it. And we did that. We got here and we were actually going back onto the cruise ships, but he ended up on stage in the first 2 weeks of us arriving back in the country. And I was, and so it was a big band and he really liked it. And I was like, well, do you want to go or do you want to stay? And he said he wanted to stay. So obviously my number one priority was making sure he was comfortable. And I was like, okay, well, I'll make it work for me. And I think back in the college days when I was managing that salon, the Gino rep used to come in and I used to have meetings with her. And I always thought, oh, it'd be so nice to be like a rep one day for a product company. So I thought coming back, you know, I'd been on the cruise ships and I don't like it was one of those scenarios where I didn't see myself going back as a therapist in a salon. So doing something really different, and I ended up becoming a business consultant and taking care of a part of Queensland for Dermalogica. So such a beautiful company to work for. I also spent 5 years working for them. And that's when I really started learning about the problems and overwhelm that beauty business owners were having. Obviously, I had a product company attached to that. So the solutions were very narrow based in what I could help them with. But it always came back to, you know, delivering that exceptional service so that you could transform them into becoming inspired to take action to become better business owners, just like we do with clients and their skin. So I just loved it so much. And then I fell pregnant with little Emilio. So a part of that journey, how much time have we got?
Please share.
So halfway through working for Dermalogica, John and I decided to build our house, and we had in the house plans, I don't know why, but I always knew that I wanted to have a professional setup just for friends and family because I loved, you know, still treating clients. But it ended up turning into a full-blown business, a full-blown side hustle that I was doing while working full-time for Dermalogica and building up my clientele, you know, as a backup plan for having kids, really. So obviously it's not everyone's scenario building a house with plans of a salon in them. Obviously, I'm so grateful for having that opportunity because it's really led me to where I am today as well. And yeah, I made it work. Obviously, not having the responsibility of a child back then, I was doing full-time work, working night times in the salon and then doing weekend work as well. So obviously the traits of a workaholic are coming out right now. Yeah. So anyways, I fell pregnant with Emilio. I went on maternity leave with Dermalogica and had to weigh up. I couldn't do baby business and business consultant, all the B's. So I let Dermalogica go on incredible terms. I left on a really amazing high with that company, and I still have very valuable friendships from there today. And then I just really had Emilio and did my business and just made it work around this whole brand that I'm bringing up, being a mum, a business owner, and just doing the best I can to provide for my family while doing something I love, which I think is still very much achievable for anyone who's thinking or going into becoming a parent. Our industry is one of the perfect industries to be in for that. As well. And yeah, so Emilio is now 4. So that's, that aspect of where that situation is now. He's growing up so much, and it's been a big balancing act and juggling act, all of that journey. But there was this fire inside of me that was just wondering how I could serve in a bigger way. Something kept leading back to the business owners that were kind of like messaging me through Facebook Messenger asking, oh, I wish I had something like you when I first had a baby, or how did you start your business? I get questions like, I wish I knew how to do a social media posts like you, or put that promotion together. And the questions just kept coming. And I thought, well, if one person has that question, then it's probably something that a lot of people are asking. And I was on a cruise as a guest for the first time, and I finally got some mental space where Emilio got put into the kids club for 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours while we had dinner. So in the morning, I popped him in and I went down to the adult pool and I would read my book, which I know we're going to be speaking about some people we refer to later on, but Lisa Messenger is one of my big mentors, and I have read all of her books, and I had one of her magazines with me on the ship, and it had this like questionnaire inside about what your vision is, what's your purpose, what sort of lights you up inside, and then actually mapping out a 20, 10, and 5-year plan. And she wrote hers on one page, and then you had to do yours on the other. And one night I had to put Emilio to sleep, and there was this like feeling inside of me that I just wanted to know where I was going to be in the next 10 years. Yes. So I was doing it in the dark with the lamp on. Meanwhile, Mr. Latin Singer's down in his old bar where he used to work at and singing in the karaoke. There I was envisioning myself of what I was, and the words beauty business mentor came up. It was just this feeling where I wanted to serve in a way that was just sharing my knowledge of my journey so far and saving people time, because I'd made mistakes and I didn't want that to happen to other people. So I created this kind of foundational bones of a concept of, a platform where I could probably put lots of resources and a go-to hub, and Beauty Business Co. was born. And we have been in business for like 2.5 years now, which is just incredible. And we've had our membership site, Beauty Boss Pro, which is the paid platform that we have as a resource hub for people to access all of that, all of those resources and lots of done for you social media graphics, and those experts that saved me the time and the overwhelm. They are in there teaching really great deliverable, easy to digest masterclasses that you can basically see what you're needing support in and go in at your own pace, learning, and go and do that. So the platform's just beautiful. I was doing it behind the scenes today for somebody, and I just, when I closed it off, I was really wowing myself, because sometimes it's really important to reflect back on how far you've come. And I'm in hustle mode quite a lot. And by doing that, it was just like, wow, these beauty bosses have just such incredible tools at their fingertips, and I just want to help and serve as many people as I can. So that in a nutshell is, what we do. And I know you said in my introduction, I do brunches and retreats, and I've got the planner. And, you know, at the end of the day, virtually I want to serve as many as I can. And that's it. The internet and social media can give us a really great way in to do that. But having that human connection is so powerful, and it's still very, very important for me to grow and thrive as well. So a community where we can be together is also something that I, you know, strive to do, and have these in-person connection events as well. So it's just so much fun.
It sounds like you've been having so much fun this whole time.
Yeah.
It's a great journey, and I love your little stories and how everything just linked together really, really beautifully.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, and especially the birth of Beauty Business Co. It really came from a beautiful, genuine place of wanting to serve, and just seeing that there were people needing that. And I think probably at the time there wasn't really much, I would say, out there for beauty business owners. So I love what you've created, and yeah, it's great that you strive for that connection as well. I think that's what we're all really striving for, actually, as beauty therapists, come to think of it, because oftentimes we might be with clients and working on clients, and it's this interaction which is like we're giving, but we don't tend to have much time with each other as therapists. So
Yes, and I know the stigma of I better not share that, just in case, you know, you're a salon down the road and you've got the same person as what I could treat. And my big philosophy is around there is no competition. You are your own competition, and you really need to take that on board with being on your own path, because there are so many salons around. So just focus on you and what your unique selling point is, what makes you different, and how you can basically flourish that and show that in an incredible customer experience and your clients. And the same with me. Yes, there's not many people that do what I do now, but the ones that do, like, hats off to them. That's incredible. And the people that are attracted to them are those people. And then I've got my tribe, and I just think it's beautiful that we, you know, if you've got the mindset of it doesn't matter who's working with who, you know, our industry, as big as it is and as big as it can take us, we do cross paths, and it's important to always keep that mutual respect for each other as well. So yes, take that on board for the industry as well, so that you can have and go to these networking events that, you know, inside you're thriving, and, you know, you're wanting to be a part of them. But if you've got that stigma and stand back approach, then you're not going to be able to be open and receiving the love from another person that wants to give. So yeah, stand for that quite hard.
absolutely, yes. Yeah, I love that encouragement. I think we all need to hear that and just have that reassurance as well, because it's hard sometimes with all the little stigma points. And you know what? We can be individual, and we can, you know, collaborate, and it can be a really, really beautiful thing. So I love that you're bringing beauty business owners together. It's incredible. Thank you for sharing your story. I'd love to hear what your words of advice would be to the audience if they were considering taking a different path, and I mean a similar path to you. And look, there's so many paths that you've gone down, like the therapist on the cruise ships, the brand rep, business owner, virtually and in person as well. It's so many examples, but we'd love to hear your advice.
Yeah, sure. So I think for your platform, I know there's a lot of therapists that either, you know, are just starting out or aspiring to own their own business. And if you're just starting out, I feel that you need to have the mentality of, I am going to do whatever it takes to become the best therapist I can be. And if that means that you need to, you know, invest time in your learning and being a part of a business that's, you know, whether it is just mopping up the floors or, you know, being on the reception, by having the open mind of going in and saying, what can I learn today? Looking over someone's shoulder to see someone else's technique. You know, at first the business owner might not want you to be working on the clients because you're just starting out, but show your enthusiasm and show the, you know, the passion that you have for wanting to be a part of their business. I always say from an employee perspective, you can always put the skill into a therapist, but you can never put that passion. So, you know, make sure who you're choosing to work for is aligned with your values. That's so important. And it's something that we don't talk about enough. And it's something when it is spoken about, you don't take as seriously. And I'm telling you right now, there is some dedication around just sitting down and letting your mind dream a little bit, giving yourself some space into what's really important for you, for this industry and what you align yourself with. And that's going to really help you on your path and your journey as well. So, yes, and then from a business owner perspective, if you're, you know, just wanting to dive into being a business owner, again, invest time into learning the, you know, the foundations of how to set your business up properly. Like a platform like I have, it's, you know, setting those foundations and giving you that step by step and saving you the time and overwhelm. That's, yeah, going to basically keep those mistakes from coming, like what I had to go through, and save you heaps of money as well. From a cruise ship perspective, I think if you want to do that and you have the traveling bug, go for it. It's hard work, but you work hard and you play hard. It was the best experience of my life, and I truly believe that it has made me who I am today, because you get thrown in this deep end of the unknown of going to London and being put into like a, you know, I don't know, it was like a homeless constitute, and you were you had to, you know, the homeless were up there with, you know, respect to them, they had a place to live, but we were put in this dorm situation, and they were trying to see who were the eggs that were going to stay on, because that was the living on the cruise ships. You were paired up with another person living in bunk beds, and a little bit more glamorous, but yeah, that was the first step to it. And then you got sent off to a place where you didn't know you were going to, and I thankfully got sent to Miami on one of the really great cruise ships, and it was a beautiful experience from there. So I loved it. If it's not for you, then just, and if you feel like you want to do that and get it out of your system and you don't have any relationship attachments here, then just go for it. And if you can stick out 8 or 9 months, then, you know, you can tick it off your bucket list. It's just a really great experience as a professional as well. And yeah, like going into your business, I've already said that. But, you know, like just being really consistent and taking this whole beautypreneur journey as a continual learning experience. It never ends. I'm sorry to say, but if you think you've got something nailed, like Instagram and how to post and do Instagram stories, they'll bring out another type of tool that you can use to help grow your business. And I think it's incredible, but you need to stay on top of your game and make sure that you're learning these processes along the way, because if you get left behind, then it's a lot harder to learn, you know, like, and speed forward. So, you know, and Instagram's just one tiny section of how we can improve our businesses on social media. So, and yeah, and from the mentorship side, if you feel like you want to teach or train or coach or mentor, if you've got like don't get me wrong, I'm not a coach, and I say that very honestly. I do a power hour with my beauty bosses inside the group, but that's just through my own experience as a business owner. I get the coaches in to teach the stuff, and I feel like every person that I've come across has a different strength. So I feel like there's no coach maybe out there, I haven't found the person yet, that they're good at all the things, and you're my person and you're the only person that I'll work with. Everyone's got their little strengths. So I like to bring, you know, we've got about 4 different marketing agencies that come in and teach specific topics on, you know, different things like branding, web development, Facebook ads. I had a non-beauty related client in my treatment room today, and we were talking about, she's like, oh, I just want to, you know, hire a coach to do it for me. And I was like, well, you're going to be paying a lot of money for that, because that is, you know, that one-on-one these days is, they really have to know and understand everything about you, your values, your vision, and your business, to then know how to do your Facebook ads for you. And don't expect that. She wanted them to create the graphics for them too. And I thought, you can't have a graphic designer that's good at Facebook ads. And, you know, if they're good at doing the two together, that's great. But you just want someone that's really excelling in that one thing. So I think finding your mentors and your coaches is really important to help you save that time, because my other motto is, what got me here won't get me there. And I have coaches, I have mentors, and if I didn't, I'd be DIYing everything and I'd just be really, really slow. Maybe I'd still have the passion, but I'd still be really, really slow. So, you know, have those people in your circle. Try not to get the shiny object syndrome of this person, and maybe choose your one or two that you vibe with on a personal and business level, and, you know, take on board. There's a lot of content out there for us to be absorbing these days, and it's awesome, but there's not enough application. And I wish that the amount of content that I gave out was absorbed and applied, because I know that people would be, you know, thriving a little bit further. But, you know, that's okay, because that's just our nature at the moment. We're very like, oh, this person and this person's great, and the content is absorbed. But yeah, have a little bit of a focus this year on applying, and you'll see that things will flourish even further.
Yes. So many good points. And I feel if I was to summarize all of that, you really touched really strongly on getting help and getting educated and just continuing that process. And it's so true. This industry, we never stop learning, no matter which facet we go down or which path we go down. And getting help, whether you're the beauty therapist in a business and you're just starting out and you're wanting to develop those skills, it's about, when you're there, like you said, watching other people and getting help when you're there and absorbing everything. And that really does apply to the business owner as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, we can never stop learning. That is for sure. So this is a nice one that will definitely help the beauty therapist watching today, and that is to ask you about your top 3 educational resources that you frequently access throughout your career. Things like network events, magazines, all of those. Anything that you'd love to touch on.
Yep, cool. So podcast is my number one. I don't take downtime very lightly. If I have downtime, I end up listening to an entrepreneurial podcast or reading an entrepreneurial book. I thrive off of that. I'm not really interested in TV, because my son absorbs all the ABC Kids, and that's that, and I don't want to watch any more TV. There's too much time wasted. There's not enough hours in the day for me, really. So if I am doing my makeup in the morning, if I am making the bed, if I have, dinner going and Emilio's occupied or he's out at kids club, I have a podcast on. And my go-tos for my podcast when it comes to business and personal development as well, I love Tracy Harris from Mums with Hustle, who is one of my mentors. Just because I'm a mum, I feel very much aligned to her values, and what she teaches just connects really well to what I'm trying to achieve with the whole life by design side of things. So yeah, she's very, very valuable to me. And then my other podcast go-to is James Wedmore, who I think it's called Business by Design, or Building Your Business or something like that. And yeah, he is awesome. He's in the States, and he's very much about connecting your business life with your personal and having that mindset, spirituality attached to it. And, I like to say I have attachments to spirituality, and I, love my crystals and do a lot of meditation and mindset work and empowerment. But I'm not, I might speak a bit of woo-woo, but it's not like I'm an educator in that. So I love just hearing someone who creates that in the same kind of way I'm trying to, but without the whole like, oh, this is the way and this is the only way. So love James Wedmore. Who else did I write down? I just wrote a few notes down because I thought I would forget. Melissa Ambrosini is an incredible woman. She is, just interviewing the most amazing people in the world. I don't even know how she has access to them all, but she's, she's probably manifesting it in some way or form. But the way that she interviews is really incredible, and she just dives really, really deep into lots of things, not even business related in life. So I love her. So that's probably my main go-tos for kind of non-beauty related podcasts, because I think we all know the ones to listen to. If you're not listening to mine, please do. Confessions of a hashtag beauty boss. That's probably my go-to for the podcast. I said about having a coach or mentor. It's really something I wish that I had access to when I first started. I didn't. And it's becoming just so much more accessible now, which is awesome. And then reading books. I mentioned Lisa Messenger before. She has about 5 or 6 books out. And I just, love how she story tells in a way that is really about creating that, again, life by design. And I say that in a way that it's like, how does your perfect day look? Like, what do you want to feel every single day? How do you want to wake up in the morning? And, whatever that looks like, everyone's success journey is different. Like, I say the words to become a thriving, successful hashtag beauty boss, but no beauty boss's success journey looks the same. So, just taking that on board and making sure you make that your own. So I just love absorbing as much positive empowerment and, just sort of having that good mind, like podcasts you can listen to, and you might not take action on everything you do. I don't generally listen to a podcast and write notes down, but it seems to stick in my head for some things. But I prefer doing that than sitting down and, binging a series on Netflix, which I think is totally fine to do, but I just prefer to spend my time elsewise. Unless it's home and away. I love home and away.
Oh, amazing. So it's, so far I love that. You're really, it's a lot about mindset and learning from other people's experience, which is so valuable. I mean, this is what this is all about. It's about sharing someone's journey and reflecting on that. And I love that you listen to podcasts as well. Is there anything else that you delve into quite frequently?
Let me see. I think when it comes to like when there's Facebook groups and communities out there, I have a couple of paid platforms that I'm a part of. So I'm in Tracy Harris's Inner Circle Mastermind this year. So it's only just begun, and I'm really excited to take the journey with her because I've followed her for so many years. And again, the investment is quite substantial, and it's something I've never done before. I've never believed in myself so much to invest, so much to get me going even further. So I'm just really excited to see what that journey is going to take me personally and business wise. I probably would say all the other kind of things that I've been attached to is not going to be as focused this year. I've done a lot of going to network events and being part of like different things to, get my name out there. My last year's word was presence, and it was so that I could be present with people and also show presence within my brand of myself. And not that stops. Again, it never stops, but my focus is now actually creating a lot more ease within my lifestyle and business. Mm-hmm. So my word for the year is ease. So I just want to solidify everything that we have done. I've dived in very, very fast with this whole Beauty Business Co mentorship side of things, and I'm really loving it. My energy is going to be really diving into just making, again, that incredible customer experience for my members, because they are the most important thing to me at the moment.
Beautiful. I love that you have words of the year. Like, it's a theme that you carry through the year. I think that's just such a good lesson for anybody listening, for sure.
Yes, I use the word of the year. It takes me a little bit of time to sort of get attached to it. It has to have a really good meaning behind it for me, and I use that as an anchor. So with the presence one, even if I was catching myself on my phone when I was in the presence of my son, it would make me put my phone away. So that sounds like really bad mum, but it's life and it can happen, and we can get distracted, and using that as a grounding, an anchor for me to realize that that's not how I want to show up in my life is, make me take action. So that was really important. So yeah, still working on the E's, but we'll get there.
You have the rest of the year to go, and I'm sure it's going to be full of lots of tribulations and lots of beautiful experiences. But yeah, delving into that, I love that. And you definitely inspired me this year to have a word. Actually, I couldn't pick one. I had to pick two, but they kind of blend. So
that's good. What are yours?
Yeah, congruency and confidence. So yeah, congruency to my values and to the way I operate, because I'm really certain on a lot of things in my life at the moment. So congruency to those values, and confidence is really to support that, to say, believe in yourself. You can do this. Yeah. So
I love that so much.
So thank you. And this is a really fun one. I'd love to know if you had any predictions about the beauty industry, what it's going to look like in the next 10, 20, 30, whatever you'd like to focus on. So much could happen.
I think the world is our oyster. There is so much opportunity coming our way for our industry, and it's so exciting. And I think if you look, like, you can either look at it going, oh my gosh, technology's moving too fast, I can't keep up with the new machinery that's coming from my salon. But yeah, I do think it's very important to choose wisely when it comes to those things, because those machines are very shiny and beautiful. Again, sticking to your values and how you want your business to be, I guess, like creating that lifestyle brand about what your values are and bringing that into your business activities as well. And if a piece of machinery looks shiny and it doesn't quite align with what you do, then it might not be the right choice for you. But yeah, gosh, I think one thing that I would love to touch on is the opportunity for beauty therapists and business owners to look at what we're doing right now as a virtual way of communicating with an audience, with a community, and how you can take that and then communicate with your own community. So I want to give a couple of examples. I won't take up too much time in this because it can probably go down a whole rabbit hole. But, social media is there for creating community. Instagram is there for creating that visual concept of your brand, and people are attracted to the behind the scenes of your brand through storytelling. So how can you communicate like storytelling and collaborating with the people that are in your local circle and getting a message that you're really passionate about to your clients, or even further, a door that might not even be open yet. So reaching a projected client that might find you from being on someone else's social media page. So for example, we're here together, Kathleen, and some people in your group might not know who I am. And now we've created an open door for them to know my business. And vice versa, when I share on my platform who you are, and the open door for them to go and follow you. And then it's this beautiful in-synced collaboration where, whatever you're teaching, they can grab onto, or adverts for a cafe as an example. So I could be the beauty salon and the cafe could be down the road from me, and my ideal clientele is sitting there on a weekend taking an Instagram story or photo of their smoothie bowl, which is very much aligned to that inner healthy glow that I'm trying to achieve for my client's skin, and she's eating it. And you just see this opportunity as, well, how can I get in her, eyes? So you can go down the route of going and following her and liking her stuff, or you could look at collaborating with the cafe and say doing a partnership of an event at their space. I did this for International Women's Day last year. I partnered with my local cafe and they created glow bowls with the nutraceuticals I stock in my salon. And we had a glow bowl and coffee breakfast for International Women's Day. And the amount of Bestow Beauty that I sold for those clients was great. The other thing that happened was that the cafe shared my live story that I did leading up to the event. They shared photos of the event on their page, and I gained probably like 3 clients that were like, oh, I saw you on the Art Cafe page. So it's just like when I hear the words, I need to find new clients, I'm looking for new clients, I want them to then look outside the box and how they can gain those new clients rather than just thinking of I need to keep posting on social media. Use your community that's surrounding you and the local partnerships that can really help boost your business. Going on that level of collaborating with them on a live, like doing an interview together and speaking about the glow bowls together and why it's so beneficial for their skin. That just opens up a whole nother world of, oh my gosh, I can't believe there's a beauty therapist or a business owner talking to a cafe owner. I never would have put the two together. And I think like in our space of learning about business, and we're always, having to work in and on, we sometimes forget that our clients are really inspired and intrigued to hear this stuff. Like when I was speaking to someone on the airplane on my way down to Sydney the other week, and she's like, well, what do you do? I love talking to people on the airplane. So she, was very much into it. So I kept going, and she was like, oh my gosh, I don't even know how you do that with the age that you are. And then I was like, oh, don't worry, I've got like lots of VAs that help me. And she's like, VAs, what's that? And they don't know these like new things that we have access to virtually in the world. So it's important to look at something and go, okay, well, how can I educate further through my platform? And I have one of our members, her name is Nolene. She actually lives in Poland, and she is an organic makeup artist, and she does not do one-to-one work. So for you all listening right now, I hope your mind is buzzing. Like, how is she making money? How is she in business if she doesn't do her makeup anymore? Well, she has taken her skill set and her desire to serve in her passion with organic ingredients and organic makeup, organic skincare, and educating her clients or like her following on, how to incorporate that lifestyle into their lives. And she does this through masterclasses, through a membership platform. So she has clients that are a part of her membership platform that pay her monthly to receive masterclasses on taking care of their skin, using organic ingredients. And obviously her main thing of what she does is teaching them the products that help her and, what's going to be best in winter, what's going to be best in summer, et cetera, et cetera. So it's just to open your mind at where I think the industry is going. It can be wherever you want it to go. But that's one avenue, which it's a bit disruptive at the moment. We're here as mentors in this space, but you can be here in this space as well, educating your clients while your doors are closed, making money for you 24 hours a day. if you want to.
Yeah. Kaboom. That is incredible, isn't it? And there's just so much opportunity. Thank you for highlighting that. And I hope a lot of beauty therapists hear that and just, minds are buzzing for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. So for our last question, I'd love to know if you could go back in time and tell the young Angela, give her some advice and give her some help. What would you tell her?
Well, I would definitely tell her not to be so attached to feeling like you have to be everybody's friend, feeling like you have to, what did I write down? Sorry, I've just had a blank. Boys have just come in, so they've just made me, sorry. I wrote down not to be so attached for something that's not serving me. So that all into not being everybody's friend, because that was very much me in my high school days, where I was the one that everybody liked. I was everybody's friend. But I think I took that personally when, the boyfriend breakup came, and that rejection side of things was really hard for me to take on and move on with. And it's something I still deal with every single day when there's someone that might not want to be a part of my membership anymore. I have that, I wonder how I could have helped them more. I wonder what made them, is it me? And it's not. It's, it's something that you have to really detach from. But so knowing that when I was younger, and then I really, really, really wish there was a lot more support in school with mindset, and we weren't taught about dealing with our emotions, or we weren't taught about feelings. And that's something that I really wish that I had for me growing up. I think it would have helped me even further, and then to be able to sell that to help more people as well. That's something I wish I had.
It's beautiful. Can definitely relate. Yeah, absolutely. We could all take that on board. Thank you so much, Angela. And before you go, how can our lovely beauty therapist and everyone who's watching find you? Tell us about where you're located and what you're currently offering at the moment. I know you've mentioned a few times the Beauty Boss Pro membership, but we'd love to hear a little bit more about it, and we'll absolutely pop all the links in the comments, but love to hear it in your words.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. Well, so I also have a free group. It's called Beauty Business Co Society on Facebook. So if you're a beauty business owner or an aspired beauty business owner, then that's a really good place for you. Then I have my Beauty Boss Pro membership. We're actually opening the doors to that on the 20th of January. So if you would like to be on the wait list to even just hear a little bit more about what Beauty Boss Pro is and if it's the right fit for you, you can go to the website www.beautybusinessco.com, and there's a kind of like a link there, and you can join the wait list. So the people that are on the wait list will get like a heap of bonuses when we open the doors. Obviously, it's, just a sort of strategy that I have when it comes to being able to connect with people. I need to know where to reach out to them. So the wait list is the perfect place for that. And I'm over on Instagram. I show a lot of my face behind the scenes on stories. I am very much on my grid. I have a pet hate. It has to be polished. It has to be high graphic quality. So you'll see, great quotes on there that will hopefully inspire and empower you. And, a little bit behind the scenes in the stories of my actual day-to-day life, which is generally like this, with a high top bun and just, doing the day-to-day. They're the platforms that you can find me on.
Beautiful. I love that you snuck in another little tip there regarding the Instagram. I love that tip you shared, actually. It was at the Salon Growth Con. You were speaking at that, at your educational part that you did, and you were saying that Instagram stories is like the inside of the magazine, and then the Instagram like squares is like the magazine cover, and I just love that. And you just kind of touched that in there. So thank you for just adding so much value. It's been so nice having you on.
You're so welcome. Thank you for holding space for me. It's been beautiful to connect with you and your community.
Absolutely. Thank you. And before you go, beauty therapist, I'd just like to say thank you for being here. By tuning into interviews just like this, it proves that you have what it takes to be an industry leader and ultimately have the career and life of your dreams. So stay on top of your game, beauty therapist. Keep educating yourself, networking amongst your peers, and don't forget the reason why you became a beauty therapist in the first place. Thank you so much. And thank you, Angela, again. It's been such a nice time.
You're so welcome. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.